Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another beautiful episode of Survival of the Fitted. I'm your veteran co-host, been around it for some years now. My name is Joe Williams. The guy laughing on the other side of the screen, that's my other co-host. He's been at it for more years than me. That is Ian Pierno. How are you doing today, my dog?
I'm good, man. It's been a minute. We did skip the podcast last week. But you know why we skipped the podcast last week?
What is that? Tell the people, bro. Tell the people.
Because we were busy. We were busy. We were working. Me and Joe had our most productive New York City trip yet. If you guys haven't listened to the last pod, we were kind of talking about it. We're like, oh, the guides to making it in New York City on work trips. Anyway, we went, we came, we saw, we conquered. We filmed the first ever LeagueFits award show, which will drop in
Man,
mid-May.
I was nervous. No, that was fire, though. That was fun.
So it's like me, Joe, and two other, Sydney, who's been on the pod, and then Lance Fresh, and we're like four people.
We got to get Lance on the pod,
awards.
man.
We do got to get Lance on the pod. Lance was cool.
Yeah.
But we're all sitting around and we're talking about the awards, and it's going to drop on YouTube before Instagram. But anyway, like there was all these cameras. It was hot in there. There was like lighting and boom mics. And
you were hot in there? I mean, it's probably because you were wearing too,
yeah,
right?
I was toasty, yeah. And anyway, it was like, you know, it's time to like start recording or whatever. And I look at Joe and I'm like, all right, Joe, bring us in. And you could just see like the glimmer in your eyes. And I was like, brother, it's just the podcast.
But you know what's the craziest part? It really wasn't, though. It wasn't just a podcast.
It was.
I kind of, right? But like for the award show, I don't know. It was weird. It was like, because I just have this like momentum when I bring in the intros. I'm like, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no welcome back. Like this is the first time we did this. So, and like just even those little words, just you stumble on those words a little bit, bro. It just throws everything off. But I was hella nervous at first, just like on set. Man, because there's times, bro. No, I appreciate that, bro. But there's like times where I'm like, man, I feel like I could be like a little actor. I remember one time I was joking around, the previous time we were in New York, and I was joking around with someone at the black tag dinner. And I was like, man, I should be like a little actor or something like that. And she was like, oh, maybe you could, maybe you can't. Man, I definitely can't. Just being on set like that, bro, is so nerve-wracking. Just like all the cameras, all the people behind the cameras, and just like, oh man, that's like hella nerve-wracking for me. But
that's
fun,
crazy that you saw Klay Thompson warm up and you were like, I could play in the NBA. And then you like filmed a Levi's LeagueFits video and you're like, no way I could do this. No
bro, you know what's crazy? At the end of those things,
Ben Affleck is the GOAT.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. At the end of those things, we had to redo some lines because we had like mics on our body. And sometimes we talk with our hands, hit the mic or whatever. Had to redo some lines. And we just basically had to act like yourself. Like something you said previously that got messed up in the audio. And you'd be like, hey, Joe, we need you to go ahead and say this one line again. And that was kind of like acting. And for me, like in front of people, and you got to like try to act it. And that was horrible, bro. Like I couldn't get through 6 words without like stuttering or whatever. So like, man, my biggest takeaway from that experience was like, yo, those dudes who work on set, like the Tom Hollands of the world. And I'm just like, bro, this is...
Wait, Tom Holland is the first actor name you thought of?
Well, I'm not really... I don't be watching movies. Another thing, too. Who's the first? You said Ben Affleck. Not too far off, right? Tom Holland's very...
I mean, but like Ben Affleck's like A-list.
Tom Holland's A-list? He's freaking Spider-Man.
No, he's not.
He's Spider-Man.
Tom Holland's
he's like 3. He has like 3.
Zendaya's
bro, he's
A-list.
Uncharted. He's Sam Drake in Uncharted. Like he's like an A-list actor. Bro, he's dating Zendaya. Zendaya's definitely A-list.
Yeah, you're right.
He's
great.
Right. He's really good. Yeah, he's really good.
But anyway, outside of the LeagueFits thing, you know, like the reason we were there at work, me and Joe had our most successful New York trip yet. We had chopped cheese for the first time. Meh.
Why do you say it was the most successful work trip yet?
I don't know. It's just like, you know, we didn't leave. We weren't, well.
To be honest, I wasn't even too invested in your answer. I just wanted to ask a follow-up questions because those who don't know, follow-up questions are my new thing in life. You know what I'm saying? Whenever anybody says something, a statement, I just like add a little follow-up question. It'll really throw some people off, bro, because sometimes people just be talking and you'd be like, wait. Why do you say that? And they'd be like, well, I don't know. You know, just look at Ian, bro. You don't even follow questions, bro. That's like the little cheat code in life.
Joe came to this revelation while at my house the other night. We're just like sitting there, like watching the Laker game. And Joe was like, you know what my new thing is? And I was like, what's your new thing? I thought he was going to be like,
nah, it was
wearing loafers or beanies or like something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, my new thing is asking follow-up questions.
Yeah. You said, what did you say? You said, Joe, I think you'd like it. And I was just like, why do you say that? And then Pinto, the guy who was like tattooing Ian, he was like, oh, it's kind of confrontational when you ask like that. I'm like, nah, man, follow-up questions. Like follow-up questions are like my new thing in life. Like you just ask follow-up questions, like a little cheat code. But yeah. Either way,
but
successful New York trip.
We had chopped cheese for the first time. It was okay.
Okay.
Ran into a racist at the bodega. That's
very New York.
Be like a somewhat authentic experience.
Yeah.
We fed rats. We were feeding. Also, I told all my other New York friends I saw that week. They're like, "So how'd you spend like your first few nights here?" I was like, "Well, Joe was here the first couple nights. And the first night we went to the bodega and we got too many French fries. And we're feeding them to the rats, which is true. The rats were like coming out. They'd grab a French fry and like run off. We were like feeding them like old women feed pigeons.
Yeah, birds.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Yo, that's insane."
It was very authentic. Like it was very authentic.
I thought we were being New Yorkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's going to be scared of rats? Like tourists, right? They don't have rats in Des Moines.
Exactly.
But it turns out people just thought we were gross.
No, really? What? That was
dude, like the people I told. Yeah, they were like, "Y'all are gross," and I was like, "What do you mean?" We were like, we weren't hand feeding them, but we were tossing them on the ground and watching them come and get it. Yeah,
bread off the roll.
I mean, we're probably living in rats' habitat. Like the rats aren't in the human habitat. Like New York City was built on rat land.
Exactly.
Probably. Exactly. I have nothing to back this up. I don't know.
Either way, it was an authentic New York experience. You know what I'm saying? But fire. Very, very fire. Also, I want to say this too. From someone who's never had a chopped cheese, and I remember I seen this crazy little internet documentary on chopped cheese, and I was like, man, this really just looks like a glorified Philly cheesesteak. And we go to this bodega that was like viral on TikTok. So like it had like its little, you know what I'm saying, a little something to back it up a little bit, right?
Yeah. And
we go there. I wasn't really too big on the chopped cheese, bro. I just wanted to say that right now. Like I just set all that up to just be like, bro, it's just a Philly cheesesteak. Like it's not really that crazy.
And Philly cheesesteaks are awesome. So I didn't even argue it wasn't like a Philly cheesesteak at all because Philly cheesesteaks are amazing.
Yeah,
but shout out the rats. They liked it.
Shout out to the rats.
Yeah. Successful New York trip. Now we're back in California. Are you going to Coachella?
Man, I'm not going to Coachella, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to Coachella either. Is it like this in Northern California, like down here, where every single person you come across all week is asking if you're going to Coachella? I'm like, damn, is it like that normal to go to Coachella? Oh, is that just in LA?
The crowd is completely different. I think it's a lot more like kind of where you're living in California is more like pop culture kind of centered or whatever.
Y'all are too busy inventing Facebook and shit.
We're too busy out here freaking doing software design and all that stuff. It's not too many people out here.
GPT.
Yeah, we're out here just gentrifying the community. Really, is what we're doing. Unfortunately, but
good for y'all.
I'm not really huge on festivals, but certainly not Coachella. I don't think I can get behind something like that.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Is when people ask why you're not going. It's crazy. It's like when an old person like asks why you don't have kids yet. Like there's like a pause and they want you to like explain why. So it's like, are you going to Coachella? And you either got to be like, oh no, I'm going to be out of town for work. Or you just got to be like, it's not really my scene. And then if you're like, oh, it's not really my scene, they're like, oh, have you been before? And then you're like, no. So that's been me this entire week. I'm like, no, I'm not going. And they're like, you didn't want to? And I'm like, no. But in my head, I'm like, but if like someone hits me up for weekend 2 and they're like, yo, Ian, we have an extra ticket and there's an extra bedroom in our Airbnb and you have a ride, like I would go. You
need it all to be set up for you.
Yeah, I don't like being the quarterback. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be like the O lineman. I'm trying to be the kicker. Like I show up, I got one job. It's vibes. It's an important job, but I'm not trying to like learn the playbook and all that. You know what I mean?
Word.
And that's where all my Coachella plans always break down. Like I'm not the guy who creates the group chat.
Oh, you're okay, Fish. You're just the dude who gets added to it a couple days after it gets created.
I'm like, who do I Venmo? I'll send it. Cool. See y'all then. Thanks, Donnie.
I seen someone say, and I mentioned this the other day, me and Ian were talking about festivals. I was like, man, I seen somebody say like Coachella is basically you just, go get your little ASOS outfit or whatever. You just go out to the desert, take your fit pick, and you just watch The Weeknd perform from 200 yards away from the stage in the hot desert. It's just like it's a festival. You gotta be like down to like really just grind it out all day. And I'm just really not. Plus, that's not really my scene. Like as far as like music, I'm not really too like stoked on watching ASAP Rocky from 700 feet away. Like I'm not. I'm cool off that. But
Yeah.
to each his own.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I'm busy. I got work. Really, it's a pretty chill work week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I got work. I might have to go to Milwaukee, knowing damn well I have no flight booked.
Yeah, it's just anything to get out of Coachella for sure.
And they're like, oh,
you might be the first. You might be the first person to say they have work to get out of Coachella. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Usually, wouldn't it be the other way around? Like you gotta get out of work to go to Coachella. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know. And then they're like, but if you got work, weekend too. And now I'm just telling people, I'm like, well, if you give me a ticket, I'll go.
It's gotta
be. Nobody's given me a ticket yet. And ironically, I was actually at like this kind of like I was at like a showroom, and I was talking to my friend who works at the showroom. And I was like, yeah. And I was telling her what I just told you. I was like, if someone had an extra room, da 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 da. I was like, I'm in. And this dude who I've never met walks up and he's like, actually, me and my boyfriend got a 2-bedroom place for Coachella. We're gonna share a bedroom. You could totally fill our room. And I was so like taken aghast by that opportunity like actually presenting itself. And I was like, oh well,
we'll see. Maybe I got something to come up. Maybe
I was like, yeah, I might have something come up though.
Word.
I was like, give me your Instagram, I'll holler at you.
Word. Either way, no one's going. We're not going out. We're not going to
Coachella. We're not going to Coachella.
That was never even in the cards for me. But
yeah.
You know what it is in the cards? Dang. What? You know what? You might have had a better segue. That was a little segue battle. You go ahead and take it because your segue looked bad.
That was fucked up because segues are your thing. Like like opening, outro, and like transitions is your thing. So I kind of stole your thunder a little bit.
You got it though. You got it.
Speaking of music, in Coachella, LSU won the chip. Saw that. And Flau'jae on the team, she's a rapper. And right after,
she's a rapper.
You're actually the one who told me this, but go ahead. You tell her.
She said that she was like, man, I had the greatest like freshman year ever, or I think she's a freshman, greatest freshman year ever. She's like, I won the national championship and I got a feature by Lil Wayne right after. Wow. Like, I guess there was like a confirmation, like Lil Wayne sent the verse or whatever. But
iconic.
I still would say very iconic run, bro. Which one would you rather have? Well, I don't know. What? Maybe it's an obvious question. The national championship or the Lil Wayne feature?
Well, remember they're both kind of forever. Remember when we talked about lean for like 30 minutes on the pod? And I was like, I've never done lean, but like maybe I would once.
Okay.
Take out the little. You gotta take the Lil Wayne feature. That's 2 birds with 1 stone.
How's that 2 birds with 1 stone though? I feel like the national championship is like banners hang forever type stuff.
Yeah, but like a Lil Wayne feature gets you on Discover Weekly. You know,
talk to him.
Like that's a career start. Nice. Well, I guess a chip is a career start. Nah, because she was going to the league no matter what. Like she's good.
Is she a better basketball player than she is? I'm not really too in tune with.
I mean, they won the
she's
chip.
getting a Lil Wayne feature. She must be pretty solid.
She's tough. She's very tough at both.
Yeah.
Dude, also remember, speaking of old podcasts, a month ago when we were just shitting on March Madness, we're like, yeah, this shit stinks.
Couldn't have been. That was one of our worst takes. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know what? I don't even know who won the men's natty, but the women's March Madness was so fun. That was like the most fun I've had watching March Madness since like 2012.
Really? Come on,
dude.
now.
Yes, dude. Like Haley beefing with Caitlyn beefing with Angel, and of course people getting like real life mad over this. But I'm like, nah, this is just entertainment. Like view basketball for what it is. It's entertainment. You know what I mean? This shit is so lit. That was so fun. I was like tuning in and watching all the games and stuff.
It's better when there's, speaking of, UConn won the men's national, just throwing it in there.
Who cares?
It's better when he said, who cares? It's better when there's
Who's your favorite player?
There's a little relax. It's better when there's a little It's better when there's a little stuff happening behind the scenes, little headlines, but making the games a little bit more interesting. Yeah. But yeah, college basketball.
There's just no famous people because what makes sports great is the characters. There was like nobody I knew in the men's tournament, whereas like was like name women's basketball players. You know, even as like a semi-casual, you know, basketball on TV watcher for college, not even casual. Like I was like Haley Van Lith, like Angel Reese, Flau'jae, Caitlin Clark. Like, you know, you knew all these girls. So yeah, we were wrong. March Madness lit. March Madness back. All these characters are returning next year for a season 2.
Oh my god!
Sign me up.
All these characters are returning. That's crazy.
That's true. I take it back. Also, I want to win the chip.
You know what's crazy too? I think Lil Wayne's the greatest rapper of all time, and I still would kind of rather have the national championship. Not gonna lie,
right? Because you're just gonna get washed. Also, you're gonna get washed by Wayne on the song.
And that's a good point too, bro.
Right? Like that's embarrassing. Like being a bench warmer on a championship team, like people are still like, that's lit. Like good for them. You know what I mean? But if they're like, no one wants to be like, damn, that song was so good, except for when Joe and Ian started rapping. They're like, they ruined the entire song. You know what I mean? No one said like the 13th woman on LSU like was a loser. They're like, no, that's.
And you know how frustrating that is too, man. When you find like a song that's hella fire, but it's just got that like one like 47-second verse on it, or just like
Smiley Drake song.
Good song, and that's funny because that's actually a song.
Go together.
That's a song where I literally like will go on SoundCloud and be like Drake, whatever that song is, and just like verse only, and it'll just be the little 127-second just on a loop of just Drake on it. Like you never want to be part of those songs. Those little Block Boy JB, Look Alive, Drake just goes on there and just slides on it.
That was a good song.
But it was Drake's song though. Like Drake just slid on that and it became a song. Like it became Drake's song. You never want to be a part of that, bro. No question
asked, dude. I'm getting that NIL bag too. I forgot about that. Yeah, like I'm.
That's fair. I was gonna say, who would you get? Who would you if you could get like a feature? Like say you're in that position.
Oh,
say you can get both. Say this isn't either.
I gotta pick the rapper. I gotta pick.
You get the national championship, and then if it facilitates into, you know what, you can get a little feature. Who are we going
in this scenario? Like, am I Flau'jae, where like I'm a good rapper and like it won't be embarrassing if I have another great rapper on? Or am I?
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I want to say you're Ian because it would be more interesting because you'd be able to like kind of calculate who wouldn't like necessarily.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm Flau'jae, I'm picking Wayne. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like so yeah. Ooh, if I'm Ian, I don't know. I'm not trying to get like embarrassed. I can't like have someone too talented.
Just murky.
That doesn't make sense. That was bad logic. Do you know yours?
No, yeah, I know mine.
Oh, go ahead. You go first.
I'm for sure getting a Polo G feature. Polo G's fire.
What? Polo G. Everyone? Polo G?
Bro, every time, like, I don't really be listening to hip hop so much, but anytime I really listen to hip hop, like, Polo G's very fire. And I feel like he's a good feature artist too. Like, he could just hop on a song for like 45 seconds, kind of not make it his own, but just hella add to it. So I'm going Polo G feature. Piano G.
I'm just having Jimi Hendrix play the guitar.
Just in the background? Is it one of those ones?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's like it could have been anybody, but it was Jimi Hendrix, so you got to put him in the little label, like featuring Jimi Hendrix. It's like basically one of those featuring Travis Barker songs where it's like anybody could have played that, but
I think maybe we're underestimating how good Jimi Hendrix is at guitar. But that's a go.
That's fair.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, that's fair.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Or no, you know what? I want a woman on the song.
So you're going with? You gonna say like Margot Robbie or something? I already know.
Margot Robbie don't even sing, right?
Oh, not Margot Robbie. What's her name?
But I have an answer in that spirit. Brie Larson, but her character in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where she plays the ex-girlfriend who sings in the band.
Oh, you making stuff up now,
Head.
For sure.
Yeah. That's who's on my song.
Word.
Yeah.
Man, I meant to say
your song's probably way better than mine. Your Polo G song's probably going super hard. Or like JID from like the 151.
I like it.
Because it's just so different. Like I can be like the la la, like we can auto tune me singing, and then he raps, and then like it makes sense. It'd be like if like I don't know like.
Be the first one to say that song would be horrible.
Earthgate got a song. What song? Me
your
JID's song?
I think my song would be better than yours. Like both if we had to do a hypothetical, whose song would be better?
Probably, Joe.
I'm sorry.
My rap song is probably shitty Congrats on the hot take.
Yeah.
Moving along. You're hypothetical.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Moving right along. We got some news in the world of basketball, LeagueFits culture here. I was just made aware that last night a big drop happened. Devin Booker has his own Converse. I don't think it's a Chuck 70, unless I'm mistaken. I don't think it is a Chuck 70. Okay, it is a Chuck 70. That's very fitting. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that, my guy?
Fire. I wish I had copped them, but I just bought the Stussy Chucks. Like,
oh, this is right up your alley
more
here.
Than like a day, yeah. Right? I own like 14 pairs of Chucks. No, I didn't get them. I didn't even know they were out till this morning.
Word.
Which is a shame because they're dope. They're dope, and it makes sense. I like partnerships that make sense. Good for Book.
Yeah, this was like a perfect, in my opinion, like super perfect partnership. As far as just like you made that like. I would say that Book made the Chuck 70 like a super big staple in the tunnel, more so than workwear.
Oh,
like more than workwear.
Yeah, I'd say he did. That's the thing.
He's drenched in workwear every single time. But I feel like even the Chuck 70s, he's way more known for the Chuck 70s than the workwear.
Yeah,
so sure.
I agree with you.
This makes more sense, in my opinion, than his previous collaboration, like his footwear collaboration with the Air Force One.
The Air Force One, which is a dope shoe though. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm probably gonna end up copping those. I'm not gonna lie.
Just skating them and just ruin them. I could just see you just completely dirtying these shoes.
It'd be like a dinner
2
shoe.
weeks.
Like my Stussy Chucks are like a dinner shoe.
Word.
Like I wear them out to like have pasta.
But yeah, shout out Book, man. Former LeagueFits MVP. Gotta love to see that.
Did you see all the chaotic? Because I always say like the basketball season's too long. Well, we go through this super long regular season because it gets us to this epic point at the end of the year where players don't care anymore because they're pending free agents. Like you have like random dudes playing 45 minutes, like Peyton Pritchardson's getting like a triple double. And also just like the playoffs are amazing. Play-in game, best idea ever. And I think I shit on it when it came out. Super cool. I was like, this is too confusing. I don't get it. I was just
still is a little confusing in my opinion because I'm an idiot, but you got it down back.
Well,
once you get it, it's fun.
Why do you think it's confusing? Follow-up question.
Just because I still don't even understand. I was watching the game at your house and I was like, okay, if the Lakers win this game, then they're chilling. But if Minnesota loses, and they got a chance to get it back in blood, but the other team got to lose.
Lakers winning and Minnesota losing would be the same thing. That's the same result.
Or my bad, Minnesota winning. Well, you know what I'm saying. Even right now, I'm getting confused just talking about it, man.
It's okay. It's okay. Did you see the Kuz Spencer Dinwiddie beef?
Absolutely, I seen it. I read every single tweet.
Oh my gosh, I love it. For y'all that didn't see, so Spencer Dinwiddie is like kind of been making like some like backhanded comments about like his time with the Wizards. He's like, yeah, we weren't that good because those guys don't care about basketball that much. Blah blah blah. Kind of corny. Like you left. Like it's like don't talk badly about your ex after you guys break up. Just like break up in peace. Go your separate ways in peace. Keep your names out each other's mouths.
For sure, yeah.
So anyway, he's been talking like little comments here and there, and then Kyle Kuzma went on like a thread, in like a Twitter thread, and he like numbered it. So that means that means he pre-wrote everything ahead of time. He's probably like copying and pasting it in from the notes app. And it's like 1, Spencer Dinwiddie, more like Spencer Dinshitty, and he says that more than once in this like 7-thread Twitter thing. He calls him Spencer Dinshitty like 3 times.
He's giving it makes me. It just reminds me so much of like a Disney Channel high school bully. Like that's just something you'd call someone in the hallway in between passing periods. But yeah,
but this is great, dude. Like I cannot wait for the next Kyle Kuzma Spencer Dinwiddie game. Like it is going to be electric. Oh, and it ends, dude. Because I guess like a while back, Spencer Dinwiddie asked for his contract like in Bitcoin or some Dogecoin. I don't know, whatever. I forget if the NBA actually did it, but it's kind of irrelevant. But the very last tweet, which kind of makes me think Kuz had a ghostwriter, but Kuz is like, he was like, you know what? He's like, I'm about to get paid. What about it? And then he was like, next tweet, I know you got your contract in crypto. And then he did like the graph going downwards emoji.
Oh,
he's like, better check the charts or something. I should have just pulled it up. But he was like, he was basically just pocket watching him for like being like a Bitcoin nerd that lost all his money.
I will say that though. Let me just interject and say this. I know Spencer Dinwiddie was trying to be on the edge of cryptocurrency. So when that happened, that was like 2018. So it wasn't as cringe when he asked to get his salary in cryptocurrency. This was like 5 years ago he did try to do that.
Whatever. Wait, are you just like defending getting?
It was a little innovative, I'll say that. But as far as the tweets, bro, there was a couple tweets in there where I was like, Kuz got, if he does have a ghostwriter, maybe, but if not, these are kind of impressive. This is really impressive. He said, you've been bounced around like a basketball. Like, that was so, like, the way that he worded that, like, you've been bounced around like, because they play basketball, bounce around, like, fire. That was a very fire tweet. Like,
dude, and it was, the best part is it's premeditated. You know, some guys, like, you know, heat at the end of the game will hop on Twitter, like, whatever. Like, this was like yesterday at like noon. He starts just going off. So that means like he woke up and like spent his morning like purely premeditated beef. I'm just like, basketball is in such a good place right now. I love it. Dude, it was like Drake writing the Meek Mill diss. Like Kuz was like in his notes app, like in his bag. He's like, yeah, he's bounced around a few teams. Like a basketball.
Bounce around like a basketball, dog.
He was like on Spencer Dinwiddie's like Wikipedia page doing research and like saw the Bitcoin thing. He's like, oh yeah? And then like logged on to whatever Bitcoin website there is. So, I don't know. And he was like, oh, well, it looks like you lost 80% of your money. Like this was like research. This is like Ice Cube, no Vaseline. This is Drake back to back. Like this is story of like that. Like this is a premeditated diss.
Ether. This is a little ether moment in the NBA going on right now.
And I think it should be mandatory. Like bring back rivalries. Like this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I was just like, I wonder how many people got these like pent up aggressions that they just want to air out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Because that was my biggest takeaway from it was the premeditated aspect. It really did feel like off safety. I'm going to just throw the safety off and just let it all air out. And I was like, dang, it just kind of makes you think about what other beefs are just like brewing behind the scenes that we don't really even know about. Because usually when it comes to NBA guys, because usually when it comes to NBA guys, it's really just like a little innuendo that happens in a headline that you see online that gets posted and with a graphic behind him. It's like, who could he be talking about?
We don't know the actual beefs.
Yeah. Come on, dog. So many.
Like the casual fan doesn't know. Dude, yeah. Electric. Basketball is back. Women's Final Four lit. Entire women's tournament lit.
Play-in.
Kuzma beefing. Play-in tournament's amazing. LeBron went in the Lakers, went from giving Wemby to the Pelicans to making the playoffs. Dennis Schroeder redemption tour. Like, it's great. DeMar DeRozan's daughter was screaming every time the Raptors took a free throw. And they had like their worst free throw shooting game of the year. Like she was getting like all these like ESPN graphics. Like basketball is in such a good place. I'm so like excited.
You seen the quote? It was like DeMar DeRozan was like saying how like she's not going to go to the next game because she like skipped school to go to the last one. She's got to go back to school. Can't let her skip school for 2 games. I'm just like, bro, you really skipped school and made like a detrimental impact on a very important game. Like that's like the greatest absence in the history of freaking
that was a winner. That was a winner go home game.
Yeah, that was an amazing moment for her. Amazing moment.
Yeah,
basketball's
game ball for sure. Yeah, basketball is a good place, man. It's so lit. Playoff predictions. Who do you got?
All right, so I got the thing pulled up right now, so we're just gonna go through them.
In the Western series by series.
You want to do it? Well, how do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
Because this could get a little long.
We could do that. Okay, Bucks versus Miami, Chicago, Bucks in 4.
Bucks versus Miami and Chicago. Yeah, I agree with you. Unless it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bucks win regardless.
If it's Miami, Jimmy Butler will get a game. So gentlemen sweep for Miami, sweep if it's Chicago. Cavaliers, Knicks,
Cavs in 6. Cavs in 5.
Cavs.
Darius Garland is so freaking good, bro.
Yeah,
I'm giving Cavs in 6, bro.
Mobley, 76ers, Nets.
Look at us talking basketball.
Yeah.
What? Tripping, bro. I'm giving that to Philly. What you? Oh no, you said Sixers and 4. I'm tripping. My bad. I thought you said. I don't know. I just seen the Brooklyn Nets logo. I thought you said Nets for him. I'm sorry. I agree with you,
dude. I wish Ben Simmons was playing, and I wish he would like play against them, like, and also play well because I'm not like a hater like y'all are. But that would just be like such a good story.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Ironically, back-to-back postseasons, we haven't gotten to see it. Celtics, Hawks, Celtics.
Easy.
Here we'll
let's go out west.
East. So Bucks, Cavs, Bucks.
Oh, you want to like try to make a little? You want to do like all the way to the chip?
Yeah.
Or you just want to do the first round?
Let's speed through it.
Okay.
Bucks, Cavs, Bucks. In like 6. Cavs are pretty good.
Okay, I'll give the experience. I agree with you so far. I've yet to disagree with you. I'll give you that.
Celtics, Sixers, Celtics, and like 6
Celtics
or
are
7.
so good, bro. So I'm gonna say Celtics in 7. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be a heavyweight fight.
And then Bucks, Celtics. Celtics barely got them last year when the.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Game 7, bro.
Yeah, it could go. It's going to 7 either way.
I'm gonna give it to Milwaukee, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think Milwaukee's going to the finals this year in the East.
They'll have Chris Middleton.
Not
back.
gonna lie.
Drew Holiday,
Drew Holiday is so solid. Giannis, come on. Thanasis, come on.
Bro, Thanasis was going ham in the last few games of the year. Came back, had like 14, 6, and 5 or something.
Come on now.
Shout out to him. Few posters.
All right, so Milwaukee's going to the finals. Bet. That's what we got out East. Let's go to
round 1.
West.
Nuggets versus Minnesota or the Thunder.
If it's let me shut up.
That game.
Max.
Win that game.
Okay, so I think the max here is like maybe Denver in 6 or 5 if it's Minnesota. Either way, it's Denver.
Nah,
in that first round series, regardless. You're super tripping.
Yeah.
Crazy, super tripping.
Dude, OKC definitely beats Denver in 7. They shoot up Chet Holmgren and they go.
Oh my goodness! All right, for sure.
This will
all right. Phoenix and they're not getting past Minnesota. They're gonna lose the play-in probably.
Suns, Clippers
Phoenix versus the Clippers. This one's cool because this is a KD versus Russell Westbrook rematch that everyone's talking about. I kind
of feel bad for the Clippers because they're actually good and probably shouldn't get bounced in the first round. It just sucks.
No, because they're saying Paul George might come back, and if that's the case, then it changes a lot. It shifts a lot.
The Suns are so good though, dude.
Either way, I'm gonna say Phoenix in 7. Phoenix in 6. I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6.
Yeah, I say Phoenix in 6 too. Because the Clippers are good. Kings, Warriors. Ooh, Bay Area. Yeah.
Hey, this is me right here. I gotta answer this one first, bro. This is a 2-hour drive from each of these arenas. So we got Sacramento versus Golden State. I'm gonna say Golden State in 4. Stop playing. What are you talking about? Stop playing. What are you talking, bro? Sacramento's on some fluke stuff, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. Great atmosphere, great environment. I'm sure they're like shifting the tide, but like, come on, dog. Y'all really ran into a team that blitzes teams. Like, it's the Golden State Warriors, fam. Like,
I'm with the Warriors too, but like I think like the Kings are a good story. Like it goes to 7, they're up 20, and then Steph Curry like does like this
would be so much different if this is like a March Madness 1 game. This is a 7-game series. You got to show up every game, and I know they're professionals, but this feels like a Cinderella story that won't see the light of day.
But no way the Warriors lose.
Yeah.
Grizzlies, Lakers.
This is my favorite series to watch, bro, because I'm like. They're saying this is the first time that LeBron James is underdog in the first round of the playoffs. That's interesting.
Interesting. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, they're a 7 seed. I'm gonna say, bro. I'm really gonna say like Lakers in 7, bro. And I could be dead wrong on that one.
Dude, you have LeBron.
You got LeBron James on your team, bro.
Yeah,
I feel stupid rooting against LeBron.
Seems like he coasts
James,
sometimes, which is crazy because he still averages like 26, 8, and 8 or whatever. But like you don't ghost in the playoffs. I'll go Lakers too. Yeah. Then you get Lakers Warriors. Electric.
Oh man, that is a beaut. Bro, they're saying there's a chance that the Lakers or the Warriors won't have to leave California if the Clippers win to just go to the finals. Yeah. Either way, if it's Lakers Warriors, bro, man, you might have to answer this one before me because I'm puzzled out here, bro. I'm trying to put this.
Yeah, the West is so much better than the East. I'm not gonna lie.
California's lit right now.
California is lit.
Bro, that's just tough.
Bro, Warriors in 7 again.
In 7? I'm gonna say Lakers in 7. I know I'm dead wrong. I'm just being optimistic. They're definitely gonna get blitzed.
Now we got Suns versus Nuggets or Thunder. It's probably gonna be the Nuggets.
I think it's gonna be Phoenix.
Suns.
Kevin Durant shooting like 55, 40, and 90. He's on some weird stuff right now.
And then Phoenix versus Lakers or Golden State. I think Phoenix beats either of that. We're probably gonna get a Bucks Suns rematch.
Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah,
both of those teams look kind of different, but that is a good point. I kind of don't like finals rematches, bro. But that's a good point. That's a good point. I think it might be not
back-to-back years. Back-to-back years is always boring. It's like when the Giants, when Eli played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 4 years later, like it was cool because it was like fresh again, you know?
Yeah. We don't want those Cleveland Golden State days ever again.
Our predictions were right. These are going to be the correct ones.
Wait, so who wins if it comes down to Phoenix and Milwaukee? You think that Milwaukee's gonna win the championship?
Yeah.
Just to combat you, I'm gonna literally go on here and say if that's the case, I think it's Phoenix. So I'm gonna say Phoenix.
Whatever. Okay.
And I'm gonna get my Phoenix Suns hat in the mail. It's already getting ready. I'm about to turn into the biggest Suns fan in a month and a half. Should be out here bandwagon.
Well, I'm gonna root for the Suns. Besides when they play the Bucks, I like the Bucks. I like them. I also like the Clippers. I don't know. Whatever. Good pod, fam.
Good pod, man. We put our basketball hats on, man. Reminisced about New York.
The Rats.
Great time, man. Shout out to Chrome Hearts for changing my life for the better.
The Rats are going to love this announcement.
Yeah, they're gonna love this episode.
And we don't run the city. Rats do.
Word.